Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're in first appearance magistrate court. Today we're going to determine if there's probable cause and any bond amounts. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero, I believe, at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right. In the courtroom, we have Assistant State Attorney Eric Linder on behalf of the state, and sitting next to you, Mr. Linder.
Elizabeth Barrantes from the state.
Okay, good morning. All right, so we're going to call Ivan Leyva.
He's going to need Spanish, Your Honor.
Spanish interpreter, okay?
Yes.
Okay, Heather Snow.
North Broward.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back, Judge. Thanks.
Nice to see you.
I missed you.
I missed you too. We need a Spanish interpreter.
Do we?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
first one on the docket.
Let me make that call real quick.
Okay. Heather Snow.
Good morning. Hey, Brian here with Judge Malika. We need a Spanish interpreter.
Okay, thank you. North Broward, Heather Snow.
Okay.
Yes, she's approaching, Your Honor. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Hello, ma'am. Hello, you have DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense. $500 bond. Count 2 is not for magistrate, it's just disobey a stop sign. And count 3 is driving while license is suspended without knowledge. Also not for magistrate court. Total bond is $500. Does she have prior state?
I don't see priors, but I also see that it appears she resides in the state of Massachusetts.
Okay,
That's correct, Judge. She was down here with her boss. She's been here about 2 weeks. His mother lives here, and that's where she would be staying.
Actually,
She's currently looking for work. She is a high school graduate. She thinks that her boss, whose number she's provided me with, would be willing to bond her out, but she's not sure. I'd ask the court to consider an ROR.
she does have priors, Your Honor. So far, I see traffic priors in the state of Massachusetts, failures to appear, previous arrest for operating under the influence in '07. It does not have a disposition. I don't know what happened with that case. Disorderly conduct out of New York. Let's see.
all right, so why don't we leave the $500 bond in place? If she can't pay it, just, you
Get her
gonna
for a
call her
second look.
boss?
All right. Heather, I'm going to call Robert for you. Hopefully he can come get you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
good
you,
luck.
ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Paltra, Buchanan, Reddick.
Is the one person in Broward I did not get to speak to.
Okay, we'll pass. Jamie Hairston. Jamie Hairston.
Judge, good morning. She's
Good
here with
morning.
me.
Hello, Mr. Romero. How are you?
Good morning, Judge. I'm doing well.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, ma'am, you have trespassing, occupied structure, or conveyance. Bond is set at $100. Court's gonna order no return to 8360 Northwest 37th Place in Sunrise. She was previously trespassed on 3-3, 4-3, and 522.
Would you be staying if you were released? Who do you live with?
So there's no return to that location. What say you, Mr. Romero? Court finds probable cause.
And speaking of Ms. Hairston, she told me a little bit about what happened there. She promises not to return. She understands that the court order, regardless of what the court does today, is going to order no return. She's going to adhere to that. I believe the location was of her ex-husband. She was just going to retrieve her, I guess, her social security card, just things of her personal belongings, which she did have, so now she has no business of returning. But having spoken to her today, she wishes to resolve this matter this morning.
Your Honor, she's on probation on 2 trespassing cases for the same location. There's no reason to believe. I know Mr. Romero's telling you that she's not going to go back. There's no reason to believe that because she doesn't stop going back. And she's been told by law enforcement, judges.
What's her
Judge,
mailing
and
address?
did tell me she lives in Plantation. Let the court know what's your address.
7441 Northwest 11th Place, Plantation, Florida. I needed my ID, my social security
Stop,
card.
stop.
All right, what say you? I'm not gonna resolve it.
I understand, and, Judge.
Can she
I'm gonna
pay
ask-
anything for bond?
No, she advised me she cannot. Would Your Honor consider an ROR, considering this trespass or not? Having
I'll
her
do,
placed
I'll
under
do an
supervision
ROR,
pretrial?
but if she goes back there, and she might get violated on her probation, they'll probably submit a warrant. Court does find probable cause. No return, ma'am, thank you. Maureen Pear,
No problem.
let me know
Good
when
morning,
you're
Your
done
Honor.
speaking to that lady. Okay. Okay, Ms. Pear, you have DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense, DUI with damage to property or another. Total bond is $1,500. Address is 1806 Valencia Drive, Deerfield.
Correct.
All right. State, does she have any priors?
One moment, Judge. One moment, Judge. See fraudulently obtaining or using a disabled permit parking pass a few months ago.
That was a fine.
All right. Defense, what are you asking for?
Your Honor, Ms. Pear indicates to me that she's been in Florida for 4 years. She's only been living at her current residence for 2 months, but she does live with her boyfriend. I'd be asking the court to consider an ROR on this charge.
State?
Your Honor, noting that this involved a crash, I would be asking for pretrial.
All right. ROR, show up for court, ma'am. Rose Carpintero.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Rose Carpintero.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You have public drunkenness. Oh, it's an MO? It's an MO case. All right, so ma'am, you're gonna have a seat, okay?
Yeah.
Patricia Buchanan Reddick, did you have time?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, good morning, Miss Reddick. You have touch or strike battery. $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Court's gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect. Is this a domestic? Same address?
No, they weren't living together, Judge.
Okay. All right, it doesn't matter anyway, I'd still hear it. Okay, so no victim contact, direct or indirect, with Ricky Jacobs. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what say you, defense, $1,000 bond for touch or strike battery?
I don't think Ms. Buchanan Reddick is going to be able to afford a $1,000 bond, Judge. I understand she has no priors. She's been living in South Florida for 2 years. She has her own apartment for the last 2 years, and she's had the same job as a waitress for the last 2 years. I'd ask the court to consider releasing her on her own recognizance. And I explained to her that she needs to stay away from the victim in this case, and she is more than happy to obey that order.
Does she have any belongings in this residence?
None that I care about.
All right, what address does she, 201 Golden Isles Drive, 303 Allendale? Is that
Yes,
your
ma'am.
mailing address? All right, state, what say you? Does she have any priors?
I'm checking that right now, Judge.
Right, ma'am, that means that if he calls you and asks you to come talk to him or something, you can't have any contact. Just hang up the phone. Call your
Yes, ma'am.
attorney, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, she has no priors. Based on the charge, I would be asking for pretrial supervision.
Okay, no victim contact, ROR. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Madeline McKenna. Madeline McKenna.
She's here, present, Judge, in Maine. She's approaching.
Okay. Hello, Miss McKenna, you have DUI, alcohol, or drugs first offense, $500 bond, DUI, unlawful blood alcohol level above a .15, DUI with damage to property or person of another. So it's 500, 1,000, and 1,000, 2,500 total. And counts 4 and 5 are not for magistrate, those are traffic tickets. Failure to use due care and expired tag less than 6 months. And count 6 is driver presents non-current proof of insurance, no bond required. Court does find probable cause. Yes, ma'am. Okay, your bond has been posted. Let me just verify your address. 3101 Port Royale Boulevard, 212, Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Erica Brown, you called the interpreter, right?
I did, Judge, and Ms.
Okay.
Brown is in Paul Ryan.
Okay. All right, so, Ms. Brown, you have grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. Count 4 is commit theft, resist recovery of property, no bond required. Court does find probable cause. Court is gonna order no return to the marshals located at 3200 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If you go back there, you will be arrested. The court does note that marshals had distributed flyers as to this defendant, bulletin photos, as it related to her thefts from the business because they were very familiar with her. Court does find probable cause, no return to the marshals. What say you, defense?
Your Honor, Ms. Brown has been a resident of South Florida for the last 26 years. She lives in Dade County. She's been living in the same location for the last 5 years. She lives with her mother. She works with her uncle in waste management. She is a high school graduate, and she has an 8-year-old child. I know count 1 and 2 are not before the court. Her bond on each of those charges is $1,000 each, and the bond on this is $1,000. I would ask the court to release Ms. Brown, ROR, on the $1,000 bond here, and hopefully her family can post the bond on counts 1 and 2.
Your Honor, when she was arrested last week, she was arrested for a grand theft at a Walmart. And when the law enforcement arrested her on the grand theft and ran a check, they saw that she had an active capias from a 2012 theft. So she has $1,000 bond on each of those. Now it's turning out that there are other thefts, like the one she stands before you today on, that she's wanted for. I'd ask that the court keep the bond at $1,000.
All right, I'm not gonna require a bond, but I'm gonna do a GPS open schedule. Thank you, ma'am, good luck to you. No return to the marshals, and I want you maintaining 500 feet from the marshals.
Okay.
Spanish interpreter.
Yeah, oh yes, our Spanish interpreter is present.
All right.
It's page 1 of the extradition.
All right, who do we need for the Spanish interpreter at Maine besides Mr. Leyva?
On page 10 of the docket, Judge, would be Mr. Horacio Pablo Calmo.
Say the name again, Horacio?
Pablo Calmo on page 10. Pablo.
Anybody else?
No, that is, here at Maine.
Okay, thank you. All right, Madam Interpreter, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay,
Maria
you just-
Salazar, certified court interpreter.
Spell your last name for the court reporter.
Salazar.
Okay, anybody at North Broward need an interpreter?
I don't believe so, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
All right, what about Conti?
There's no one in contact.
Paul Ryan? Nobody there. All right. Okay, are you Ivan Leyva?
Señor, usted es Iván Leiva?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Leyva, you have an out-of-state hold for felony.
Señor, usted tiene una retención por una felonía es una retención de parte de otro estado.
Says teletype checked by U.S. Customs on outbound Blue. From Marietta, Georgia, that's where it's from.
Esa retención viene de Marietta, Georgia.
Your bond, it says no bond, but then it says 20,000.
La fianza está fijada en $20,000, pero luego dice no fianza. La secretaria judicial ha dicho de que usted no puede recibir fianza en el estado de la Florida.
Well, the reason I'm asking that is we had an extradition case the other day where there was a bond, and then I was told by confinement, and I'm not blaming you, that there wasn't a bond, that it was only at a, in-state, and then come to find out, when we had this lengthy hearing the other day, that there was a $50,000 bond, and the information I'm
Está-
reading is,
Señores, están debatiendo si se le va a
I'm
dar
sorry.
fianza, que hubo otro caso de otro que venía de otro estado y se le pudo dar fianza.
we had a bond hearing the other day. You want me to repeat it for you, Madam Interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
We had a bond hearing the other day.
Hemos tenido en fechas pasadas otra audiencia de fianza.
And it said $50,000 bond on the warrant,
Y decía $50,000 de fianza,
or I should say the teletype,
I'm sorry,
the teletype.
decía por el teletipo $50,000 de fianza.
And pretrial services told me, no, it's only 50,000 in the state of Texas.
Pero los servicios anteriores al juicio me indicaron de que esos 50,000 eran solo válidos para el estado de Texas.
And come to find out that there was a $50,000 bond.
Y entonces cuando sí vimos de que de hecho había una fianza de 50,000,
So now I have paperwork that says
ahora tengo yo documentos que dicen
subject cannot bond out in Florida.
el sujeto no puede salir con fianza en la Florida.
And this is dated, or the time is 10 minutes after the original one.
Y eso fueron 10 minutos después de la información original, la primera.
All right, so we'll see you in extradition court on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m.
Señor, va a ir usted a la corte de extradiciones, que es de martes a jueves a la 1 de la tarde.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Que tenga buena suerte.
Do you waive
Gracias.
formal reading? Mr., I'm sorry. Do you waive formal reading? Okay, let me just write it on there.
Yes, Judge.
Horatio Pablo Calmo.
Señor Horacio Pablo Calmo. Yes.
Sir, you are charged with one count attaching it's page 10, Madam Interpreter. Attach a registration license plate not assigned.
Señor, se le acusa de poner en su carro una placa que no ha sido asignada a usted. Yes.
$25 bond, operating without a valid DL, no bond required.
$25 de fianza. También es manejar un vehículo sin licencia válida.
And failure to register a motor vehicle, no bond required. Total bond, $25.
Luego el tercer cargo es que usted no registró su vehículo. Eso no lleva fianza. En total su fianza van a ser $25.
Court does find probable cause.
La corte encuentra causa probable para el delito.
Does he want to resolve his case today?
¿Quiere resolver su caso hoy?
No, he does not, Judge.
No.
Okay. Can he afford the $25 bond?
Le están poniendo $25 de fianza.
He gave me the phone number of his roommate, and I'm going to call her after court.
Que usted le proporcionó al abogado el teléfono de la persona que vive con usted.
How long has he lived here?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva viviendo acá?
4
Usted.
years, Judge.
I'm sorry.
4 years.
Ah,
4 years.
4 años vive acá.
Is that on bond for resisting without violence and false report to law enforcement?
En el pasado usted tiene un cargo de resistir al oficial sin violencia and, I'm sorry,
False report to law enforcement.
y dar un reporte falso a los oficiales de la ley.
I'm gonna ROR him.
Le va a dar la
Thank you,
jueza
sir.
la
Show up
libertad
for
bajo
court.
palabra, ROR.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Gracias.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're
Nice to
welcome,
see
Your
you.
Honor. Thank you.
Shayna Parker.
North Broward, I believe.
Hello, Ms. Parker. Good morning.
Good morning.
You have possession of heroin, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, no bond required. Counts 3, 4, and 5 are capiouses. Judge Tobin Singer, you know, showed at a status. Madam Clerk, all these paperworks are attached with, over here today, so just. Yes, okay. All right, so she has $1,000 bond and 3 no bond holds. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
In light of the no bond holds, would ask the court to leave the bond on count 1 in place.
Okay, $1,000, thank you. Do we know when she's going before her division judge? Can we have a hearing date set?
No, Your Honor. On Parker?
On this one, we need to have a hearing date set,
Okay, Your Honor.
all right? Pursuant to the administrative order, she should have one for tomorrow. Annette Ward,
Medical reset.
she's been in medical reset since 10/17 for $1,000. What's going on? Does anybody know?
No, Judge.
All right, we'll look at it tomorrow. Thank you. Next one is Alicia Eisenman.
North Broward.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You have possession of fentanyl, $1,000 bond, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, no bond required. Count 3, possess and/or use drug paraphernalia, no bond required. You do have a bond surrender for a felony for $5,000. That's not for magistrate, is it?
No.
All right, court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Ms. Eisenman, did you tell me that you were gonna be able to bond out?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so. I hope so.
$600 total, then $6,000 bond. 1,000 for this, 5,000 for the bond surrender for the other charge. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Emery Scott. Emery Scott,
It's approaching, Judge.
okay, Main Jail. Good morning, Mr. Scott. How are you?
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, you have some ad charges, false ID given to a law enforcement officer, $100 bond, resisting an officer, obstructing without violence. Court does find probable cause, $1 or ROR?
Judge, he doesn't know where these allegations stem from. He advised me he's been in here since Monday, so he wants to know when are these allegations from.
It says on 10/15 at approximately 100 hours or 1300 hours, 1 p.m. was assisting the Broward Sheriff's Office in reference to a domestic violence. Scott was running out of the residence belonging to a family member. So that's where it goes, okay? $1 bond, thank you. Andrew Gares. Andrew Gares. Mr. Gares, you have display another driver's license, no bond required. Possess and/or use drug paraphernalia, no bond required. You have a $100 bond, driving while license is suspended, first offense. Court does find probable cause, total bond is $100. What say you?
Judge, Mr. Garnes is asking the court if you would consider an ROR. My understanding is he's 25 years old. He's been in South Florida now for 1 year.
What's his
Now,
mailing
my
address?
Let the judge know your mailing address, sir.
150 Northeast 38th Street, Apartment 3, Oakland Park, Florida, 33334.
And Judge, this has to do with the driving offense.
Stop.
Hold on,
My
let's see,
understanding-
does the state have an objection?
Yes, it looks like he has a pending felony DWLS out of Flagler County from August. DWLS last year out of Flagler.
Why does it say
Possession of
first
heroin.
offense?
I'm sorry, Judge.
I wonder why it says first offense.
Your Honor, that's just how it comes up on the,
Okay. All right, so what say you? I'm sorry, continue.
Judge, basically, from what he advised me, it's a financial reason. He has to take a 12-hour online class and a 4-hour in-person class, which costs $250, and that's what he's working on right now. He's in construction, saving up so he can get his driver's license cleared up. If Your Honor won't consider an ROR, we'd ask the court to consider releasing him to pretrial release. He lives locally here, and right now he's trying to get his driver's license back on track, Judge.
Okay, I'll put him on standard pretrial supervision, let him call in twice a week. Report once a month. No reporting after court. Thank you, sir, good luck to you. Show up 24 hours of your release.
Thank you, sir.
James McCall, is that a MO? James McCall.
He's approaching, Judge.
He was just arrested on 8/20. Okay, obstruction of highway, $25 bond, court finds probable cause.
Judge, in speaking to Mr. McCall, I do realize from what the court says it's been over 2 months, but he wishes to resolve his case today.
Yeah, but he's only gonna go back there, that's the problem.
Well, he knows he can.
Well, he knew he can on 8/20. He
He's
told
telling
me.
me now.
State?
time served, Your Honor.
Okay, adjudication, time served.
He wishes to accept the state's offer.
Okay. Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Do you agree not to go back to 5900 Davy Road, which is Davy Road in Sterling?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. All right, your attorney, Mr. Romero, told me you want to resolve your case today and give up all your rights to a trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
Okay, how do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest to obstruction of highway?
No contest.
Feel that pleading no contest is in your best interest?
Yes.
You understand that if you come back here again, I'm not accepting, if the offer's adjudication time served, not gonna accept that, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just don't return there. Court is gonna accept your plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea, adjudication time served, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted, no return to Davy and Sterling Road. You have 30 days to appeal the legality of a sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thomas Rigetti.
Mr. Rigetti, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge. here present, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Regretti. You have trespass.
Good morning.
Good morning. Trespass, occupied structure or conveyance, $100 bond. Court finds probable cause. There's no return to the public's at 1181 South University Drive in Plantation.
Yes, ma'am.
He was previously trespassed in October. And he went back there, and it's still October. What say you, defense?
Judge, from what Mr. Rigetti was advising me, there's more to the story than meets the eye, so he's looking forward to going to court on this. So, Judge, at this time, we're going to be asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Rigetti, ROR. He did tell me that he lives in Davie with his sister, so he has a local valid address. Unfortunately, his sister, from what he advised me, doesn't have the financial abilities to post his bond. He's 49 years old, Judge. I believe last time, from what he's advising me, was about in 2017, his last contact with the system, so I'd ask for an ROR on his behalf.
I don't see how there can really be more than meets the eye here. The manager saw him in there. The officer sees him walking from the Publix to the Wells Fargo. He's not supposed to be there. That's pretty much seems cut and dry.
What's his mailing address?
1931 Southwest 82nd Avenue, Davie, Florida 33324.
There's a 924 Northwest First Ave, apartment 1. What's that?
What, excuse me, ma'am?
924 Northwest First Ave.
Yeah, I don't even remember that. That was like, yeah, somebody told me that.
All right,
That's
so
like,
give me your address.
okay, 1931 Southwest 82nd Avenue, Davie, Florida 33324.
Is there any apartment number?
It's a townhouse, so no, ma'am.
1931 Southwest 82nd Avenue, Davie?
Yes.
All right. All right, sir, I'm gonna ROR you. Don't go back to that Publix.
Well, I promise.
Okay. Renard McPhee.
McPhee? Mr. Reynard McPhee. Reynard McPhee. Oh, pressure, Judge.
Okay, Mr. McPhee, good morning, sir. You have operating without a valid license. $25 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, in speaking to Mr. McPhee earlier, he advised me he wishes to resolve this matter today.
State. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Your name is Reynard McPhee, M.C., P-H-E-E.
Yes.
Offered to be time served.
Adjudication time served, $293 in court costs.
He wishes to accept the state's offer.
Okay, how do you want to plead, sir?
No contest.
All right. All right, adjudication time served, $293, 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted, thank you. Where is my garbage? Nigel Griffiths.
Mr. Griffiths is here at Maine and he is approaching, Judge. Come on up, sir.
Okay, Mr. Griffiths, you have DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense, $500 bond. Count 2 is a DUI, unlawful blood alcohol level greater than a .15. Court does find probable cause. $1,000 bond, so total $1,500. What say you, defense?
Judge, he's not going to be able to afford the post of that bond. He's working at 10 Fish as a cook. Been there employed for 1 year now, and basically that pays for the rent where he lives in Lauderhill in a duplex. He's been there for about 8 months. That monthly rent is $550. He does have prior contact, Judge, but we're going to be asking for the court to consider releasing him on standard pretrial release.
No objection.
What's his prior history state?
2017 battery on a law enforcement officer, trespass, disorderly conduct. 2015 grand theft auto with a violation of probation.
All right, standard pretrial. You're gonna have to report within 24 hours of your release. Call in twice a week. Report once a month. No reporting after court. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Christopher Trent.
Mr. Trent, come on up, please. He's approaching.
Okay,
Hello,
Mr.
Judge.
Trent. Hello, you have DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Second offense, $1,000 bond. Count 2. It's DUI, unlawful blood alcohol level greater than a .15. Count 3 is DUI with damage to property or person of another, $1,000 bond. Count 4 is careless driving. It's actually a civil traffic infraction, not for a magistrate. Total bond is $3,000. Court does find probable cause. What say you, let me ask you this, State, what's his priors?
Your Honor, his prior DUI is dated from '86, but I think the facts of this case are more concerning than his record. He caused the crash where it says that there were injuries. His breath results are more than 3 times the legal limit.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, he is a registered voter here in Broward County. If the court's not inclined to release Mr. Trent R.R., then I'd ask you to sign an order allowing access to his phone contacts so that he can call his friends and family to post his monetary bond.
Okay, court's gonna order no alcohol or intoxicants. Prescription medications are allowed. As prescribed. So you're saying he's gonna post his bond?
Correct. If you sign a phone order, then that would allow him access to his contacts. so he
Okay,
can
I'll
call his
sign a
friends.
phone order. Thank you. Mr. Catrone, how are you? Good. You have what?
I don't see him on the docket. Okay, I'll come back this afternoon.
When was he arrested?
Last night.
Yeah, so if they make it, if they're booked in before 4 PM, I think, 4 AM. So,
I'll see you at 1 o'clock.
it's not a domestic case, right?
Not that I know.
Okay. All right, so we'll see you at 1 then.
Yes, you will.
All right.
I certainly will.
Brandon Bilvins. Mr. Bilvins, you have a KBS traffic $500 bond. You also have a court order holding you on a no bond hold, which is not for magistrate. You are going before your division judge tomorrow at 9 AM. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, I do see you're the no bond hold on count 2. Let me ask him as far as.
I'll tell you what's going on. He's in federal prison.
Oh,
And Judge Bailey signed an order for him to come back here because,
Judge, then nothing to add at this time.
all right, so he'll go before his division judge before, who's MM? I think it's Judge Carpenter Toy, so he'll probably offer him a plea. It's a 2013 case. Good luck to you, sir. Devin Sally.
Mr. Sally? Oh, he's a recall, Judge.
Recall. Elia Carva.
Mr. Carver is approaching, Judge. Come on up, Mr. Carver.
Good morning, Mr. Carver. You have grand theft auto, $1,000 bond, count 2. Possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, no bond required. And you have driving while licenses suspended without knowledge. It's actually a civil traffic infraction. Court finds probable cause. Total bond's $1,000. What say you, defense?
Judge, we're gonna be asking for an ROR on Mr. Carver or in the alternative pretrial. He's 23, been here his whole entire life. At this time, he is employed, he works at Sloan's Ice Cream Parlor, he's been there 4 months. He works the PM shift, makes about $10 an hour. He, rents here locally in Pompano Beach, apartment with his roommate for about 3 months, his share is $350 of the rent. Now, he did tell me that he has one prior, it's a driving offense in which he had a failure to appear, he didn't know he had a court date, and he actually turned himself in on the warrant. So Judge, if your honor's inclined to release him ROR, that's what we'd be asking, if not, then we'd be asking for standard pretrial release.
State?
One moment, Judge.
No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials DC.
Honor, based on his failure to appear last year in Palm Beach, I'd be requesting pretrial.
And that was what I advised the court about, Judge. He didn't know, and he turned himself in on that bench warrant.
Is that resolved, that case?
But he's advised me, yes, he's shaking his head in the affirmative.
I have one.
Oh, wait, no, maybe not.
I'll have to reinstate my license.
Hold on one moment.
All right, I'm gonna put him on standard pretrial. Let him call in twice a week, report once a month. He can report within 24 hours. He doesn't have to report after court. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
You're being released, but you have to go to pretrial. This is the address of pretrial. It's across the street, okay? Just follow them now, and you'll be released today, okay? Go ahead. Oh, and Judge, they brought Mr. Sally. And Mr. Sally? Go on, I'm sorry.
Okay, Devin Sally.
He's right here, Judge.
Hello, Mr. Sally. You have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possession of MDMA, ecstasy, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Total is $2,100. What say you, state? Defense.
One moment, Judge.
State, what's his priors?
2016, possession of firearm by convicted felon, possession of cocaine, theft, just under 18 and a half months state prison as a habitual offender. 2016, aggravated fleeing and eluding with a DWLS, 18 and a half months state prison. Exposure, 2015, grand theft auto, fleeing and eluding, 2013, 18 months state prison. Grand theft auto, 2012, 18 months state prison. Trespass, twice in 2011. Battery on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts. Resisting with violence, 06, with a violation of probation.
Judge, speaking Mr. Sally, from what he has advised me, right now he's currently looking for work. It's hard for him to find a job, is what he's telling me. He lives in Sunrise with his mother, and he doesn't think his mother has the financial means to post his monetary bond. I'd actually consider releasing him on pretrial release on these nonviolent offenses, Judge.
I need the last name too.
I'm gonna put him on standard pretrial. I'm gonna have him call in 3 times a week. Report once a month, report within 24 hours, no reporting after court.
Thank you, Judge.
Ricky Temple?
Mr. Temple, come on up, please.
Mr. Temple, you have burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed. We need to talk about
He's in
bond.
front.
Need to talk about bond. Count 2 is grand theft, 5,000 or more, but less than 10,000. $1,000 bond. Count 3 is possession of burglary tools with intent to use, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you state on count 1? Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case with the initials LAM. And no return to the green thumb, sir, located at 4250 Northwest 124th Avenue in Coral Springs. If you go back there, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
Do you understand? Yes.
And I want you to maintain 500 feet at all times minimum from the alleged victim and from the green thumb, sir.
First, just based on the allegations, Mr. Temple and his co-defendant were caught in his vehicle.
Judge, we can't hear, Mr. Lund.
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting a $10,000 bond. First, as far as the allegations, Mr. Temple was caught by law enforcement on the scene of the business in his car with the stolen merchandise from the business in the flatbed of his truck. He's seen on video using an axe to smash out the window to enter the business, then handing his co-defendant the property to put in the truck. He has a history of burglary out of Palm Beach. 2008, he was convicted of 6 separate burglaries of structures, 6 counts of grand theft, and a couple of drug charges. He was sentenced to 5 years in state prison. He was released in 2014. I'm showing just a very lengthy criminal history, Your Honor, out of the state of Florida, in addition to the priors I mentioned.
And
Judge, for what Mr. Temple advised me, he's not gonna be able to afford the $10,000 bond along with counts 2 and 3, a total of $12,000. Right now, he's 53 years old, he's been living here in South Florida his whole life. He does have a CDL license, he's a truck driver, so right now he's currently, I believe, looking for work. He lives locally in Boynton Beach. He's been there for about 5 years. His portion of the rent is about $300 per month. Right now there's, he doesn't have any sort of property or money in the bank, so we'd be asking a $1,000 bond on count 1, $1,000 bond on count 2, $1,000 bond on count 3, would be asking for a total of $3,000 on Mr. Temple's behalf.
And Your Honor, I apologize, I failed to mention, it looks like Mr. Temple also has a pending felony out of Palm Beach County for possession of firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon.
all right, so this is what the court's gonna do. 2,500 on 1, 1,000 on 2, 1,000 on 3, no victim contact, direct or indirect, 500 feet minimum from LAM, no return to the green thumb, maintain 500 feet minimum, GPS level 2. He'll have to post his $4,500 bond before they'll fit him with the GPS. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Howard Orr? Mr. Orr, you have burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed. Need to talk about bond. Count 2 is grand theft between $5,000 or more, but less than $10,000, $1,000 bond. Possession of burglary tools with intent to use, $1,000 bond. Count 4 is possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Court's going to order no victim contact with, what is it, LAM, and maintain 500 feet, and no return to the green thumb, sir. Maintain 500 feet. Minimum. What say you, state?
Your Honor, I'm gonna be requesting a $10,000 bond for Mr. Orr as well. His history, at least his history that he went to prison on out of Palm Beach. In '09, he had 3 burglaries of structures, 3 grand thefts, 5 fraudulent use of personal identification information, fraudulent use of a credit card, organized fraud under $20,000, sentenced to 5-year state prison. He was released in 2017, April 11th, and he as well has, in addition to the priors I advised the court of, very lengthy criminal history in the state of Florida.
Defense?
Judge, Mr. Orr is not going to be able to afford any sort of monetary bond. We're going to be asking for Mr. Orr to be released on supervision with pretrial release. He's 52 years old, been here his whole entire life. As you heard from the state, I guess the last time he caught a new charge was back in 2009 or 2010. He's works part-time in demolition. He lives locally in Delray Beach with his mom. She's retired. He's been there for about 1 year. From what he advised me, his mom's not going to be able to afford any sort of monetary bond. She's elderly, just trying to support herself. So that's why at this time we're asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Orr on pretrial release.
No victim contact, direct or indirect, with LAW, maintain 500 feet minimum, no return to the green thumb, and maintain 500 feet minimum. GPS level 2, $2,500 bond on 1, 1,000 on 2, 1,000 on 3, ROR on 4. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Sherman Smith?
Zip right, Judge.
Hi, Devin. You have a corrected booking?
Yes, it was a GOP.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
It's only one?
Yes, one GOP.
Okay, you want me to take off 5?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Smith, you have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Counts 2 and 3 require no bond. That's possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, and resisting an officer without violence. You do have a violation of probation for a felony charge with Judge Edward Merrigan. You were no-show at your first VOP hearing. Court does find probable cause. You are going before your division judge tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense, on the $1,000 bond?
Judge, considering he's being held no bond, at this time, nothing to add.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Dylan Dishner.
Mr. Zip right.
Good morning, Mr. Dishner. You have violation of probation for a felony. You are going before your division judge, I believe it's Ernest Calra, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. You also have, says Division MS, which it isn't anymore. All right, so you have a violation of probation, a no bond hold. You have a capious misdemeanor, $500 bond, and a capious traffic, $1,000 bond. Total bonds are $1,500. He has a possession of cannabis from 2017 and an operating with the suspended DL second offense, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you?
Judge, considering right now he's being held no bond, he's going to see his felony division judge tomorrow. Nothing to add at this time, Judge.
Okay, I don't know who the Division MS is. It says an MH, but that's just because Judge Pohl used to be my backup. So, you might wanna check that, and you're obviously gonna have to change it. Okay, I'm gonna make the bonds $1 each on the two capiases. Thank you, good luck to you. Brian Schoenwolf.
He's approaching, Judge.
Morning, Mr. Schoenwolf. You have possession of PVP, $1,000 bond. Count 2, possession of controlled substance without a prescription, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Is your mailing address 318 Cedar Street, Hallandale?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
A month?
1 month?
Yeah.
How long has he lived in Florida?
7 years, Judge is 27 years old.
What's the address of where he lived before this?
501 Blue Heron Drive, apartment 238, Hallandale Beach, Florida 33009.
Okay, all right, state, does he have priors?
No, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna ROR him on the 2, show up for court, sir, good luck to you. Reginald Nixon.
Mr. Nixon. Come on up, sir.
Mr. Nixon, you have petty theft, second degree, second offense, $100 bond. You do have 2 no bond holds. You're going before Judge Marina Garcia Wood tomorrow at 9 a.m. Court does find probable cause, $1 on count 1. No return to the Walmart located at 3001 North State Road 7. Is that Lauderdale Lakes, Florida? If you go back there, you'll be arrested. Do you understand? Do you understand, sir?
Yes, I understand, ma'am.
Okay, $1 bond. Thank you. You'll see Judge Garcia Wood tomorrow. Benny Arroyo Trinidad.
He's approaching, Judge.
Mr. Arroyo Trinidad, you have license not carried or exhibited. It's actually not for magistrate. Count 2 is a grand theft between 20 and 100,000, $5,000 bond. Count 3 is grand theft, 5,000 or more, but less than 10, $1,000 bond. 4 and 5 are forged or altered bill or promissory note, $1,000 bond each. Total bond is $8,000. Court finds probable cause. So this is from a capias, not in custody. How come I only see 4 on here? On the capias. And then there's,
Because we only charged 4 counts. The first charge on the booking is an infraction.
I see, you're right, thank you. Okay, what say you, defense?
1 moment, Judge.
How many do you have today?
I'm just checking now, Judge.
All right.
I didn't get the email. I don't know what's going on.
You didn't get you gotta check your spam.
Check my spam. I don't know what's going on. I'm looking at it right now. I can't figure it out.
Judge, I'm speaking to Mr. Arroyo Trinidad. From what he's advising me, right now him and his wife are having tough financial problems. They live in Davie. Him and his wife support their 2 kids. He's not working right now. He gets a disability. He's a U.S. citizen. Judge, my understanding is, I believe this is, from what he's advised me, his first arrest, Judge. Would Your Honor consider releasing him on standard pretrial release?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, okay, Your Honor, first of all, I would note he deposited 1 check stealing from this company in the amount of
$9,800.
$9,700, and then a second
98.
time, $89,000. He overdrew the account in almost $20,000. So, and considering the nature of the offense, I don't know how much credibility can be placed in the representations made by counsel about his financial state. I'm also showing, and I don't know if pretrial can check this, I'm getting hits out of Illinois for numerous arrests. And it's same social. It mentions his tattoos. Wants to contest that, then pretrial can check to see if they have the same thing.
Judge, he did tell me that he's been here for 5 years. He was previously living in Illinois, and what he advised me is had traffic related offenses in Illinois. However, from what he's advised me, as far as any felonies, these are his first felony offenses. He's looking for his day in court. He's advised me he was also a victim on this as far as someone using his identity, Judge. So he is going to be presumed innocent. He will have his day in court. But right now, this $8,000 bond, he can't afford, Judge.
Your Honor, first off, no, I see arrest, because Mr. Romero mentioned that he has no prior arrest. I see arrest for resisting an officer, battery. Let's see.
You don't have anything? Okay.
DUI. Looks like warrants have had to been issued for issues with his bail. And Your Honor, I would note, since Mr. Mayor's, I don't know if he's claiming this was mistaken identity, that not only is this filed, but law enforcement spoke with an employee of Citibank, this branch, who's familiar with Mr. Arroyo Trinidad, who identified him as the person that deposited these checks, who thought it was odd that at a certain point he just stopped coming to the branch when she states, familiar enough with him that she stated it was unusual that she had not seen him since that time.
Where does he live? Where does he reside?
What's your address, sir?
4191 67th Street Avenue, apartment 212, Davie, Florida 33314.
Does he own or rent?
Do you own or rent there?
No, I rented.
What kind of car does he have?
Nissan Rhino, 2003.
But it's under my wife's name, it's not under mine.
It belongs to his wife, Judge.
And Your Honor, as far as property that could be owned, there would be a paper trail. If someone was accused of stealing over $90,000, it wouldn't make much sense to buy items where there would be a paper trail showing ownership of property indicating that they might have been come into possession of a great deal of money recently.
Okay, anything further?
I'm just confused by Mr. Lender's past statement as far as the paper trail.
All right,
You
2,500 on 2, 1,000 on 3, 1,000 on 4, 1,000 on 5. GPS open schedule. Total is 35, 45, 5,500. Thank you. Who do you have?
Should I have Rose Carpintero in North Broward on page 2?
Sure. North Broward.
There she is.
Hello, Miss Carpintero. How are you?
Hello, Judge, I'm fine.
All right, I'm going to appoint Mr. Shea. You're charged with a municipal ordinance, public drunkenness. You have a capias for $50. You were no-show at arraignment. Adjudication, time served. Does she want to resolve or
Yes,
ROR?
Judge, she does. She
Yes,
does like to
Judge.
resolve it.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
I do, Judge.
All right,
Yes.
your name is Rose Carpintero, Carpintero.
Yes.
Your attorney, Mr. Shates, telling me you want to give up all your, you can put your hand down. You want to give up all your rights to a trial?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
How do you want to plead to public drunkenness? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
And you feel that no contest is in your best interest?
Yes.
Okay, court's gonna accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. Adjudication, time served, $78, and court costs 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, that's all.
Thank you. You know what?
A slow weekend.
I'm gonna forward you that email, and let's see if it gets to you.
Okay.
And then you should contact the person and tell them to delete your email off the list and put
Send another one,
and
yeah.
redo it again.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not getting it. I don't understand, because I see it, I'm on the list. So,
Okay,
all right, appreciate it, thank you.
all right, and maybe give them another one,
Okay.
all right? You know, you can sometimes with AOL put it on your mail list. You can put them down as a contact,
Okay.
you know, that you want an alert when it comes through or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I'll try that.
Okay, go to mail settings. Stephen Kosciuszko. Kosciuszko. Morning, sir. You have possession of heroin, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is driving while license is suspended without knowledge, not for magistrate. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, from what how do you pronounce your last name? Kosciuszko. Mr. Kosciuszko has advised me he was arrested once, but it was dropped, so he has a clean record, so I'd ask for an ROR if the state can verify that information.
What's your mailing address, sir?
1461 Northwest 1st Street, apartment C206, Fort Lauderdale 33311.
Okay.
Not showing anything, Your Honor.
All right, ROR, sir. Show up for court. Thank you. Lawrence Mitchell.
He's approaching, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Mitchell. You have a petty theft, second degree, third subsequent offense. Court does find probable cause. Court's gonna order no return to the Home Depot, 1951 South State Road 7, West Park, Florida. If you go back there, you will be arrested. Total bond is $750. What say you?
Judge, he has advised me he can't afford it. He does have priors, but he can't afford anything. He's asking for him to be released on pretrial release.
What's his prior history state?
One moment, Judge.
While he's looking, what's his address?
What's your address, sir?
2326 Wood Street, Hollywood, Florida.
Hope Street?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
All my life.
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting a $2,500 bond. He was convicted last year of felony battery, great bodily harm. He was sentenced to 364 days in county jail. He was released July 21st of this year. He was also convicted at that time of burglary of a dwelling, petty theft, 4 counts of theft of credit cards, 2016, resisting without violence and theft, 2014, possession of cocaine, violated probation, 2-year state prison, 2012, sale delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship, 2.5-year state prison, tampering with evidence, 2011, possession of cocaine, 08, 3-year state prison, tampering with evidence, 02, VOP, 68-month state prison, 01, possession of cocaine, corruption by threat, 97, aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting with violence, possession of hydrocodone, cocaine, 68-month state prison. It goes on from there. Click on Florida summary. And nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll do a $500 bond, no return to Home Depot. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Norris Jackson. Mr. Jackson, good morning. You have possession of MDMA, which is also known as ecstasy. The court does find probable cause. $1,000 bond. What say you?
Judge, right now, Mr. Jackson is advising me, he was trying to think of anyone that could post his bond, he couldn't think of anyone, and right now he's not working, he's looking for work, but he lives locally here in Pompano, So we're gonna be asking the court to release him on RWAR or on pretrial release.
What's his mailing address?
Let the judge know your address, sir.
970 Northwest 9th Avenue, Pablo Beach, Florida, apartment 27. That's my sister.
What's this 1400 Northeast 56th Street?
1400. That was an old address that I was staying with.
All right, so you said 970
Yes, ma'am.
Northwest 9th Avenue,
Yes, ma'am.
apartment 27.
Yes, ma'am. Pablo Beach, Florida.
Do you live anywhere or are you homeless?
Right now I'm homeless, but that's my sister's address. If I can get a release. Ma'am.
He could get his mail. No.
All right, but here's the thing. What's his priors? I'm sorry?
Your Honor, he's got 5 previous failures to appear, including one a couple months ago. Drug paraphernalia this year, cocaine 2013, violated probation, 40-month state prison. Another cocaine in 2013, same sentence. Cocaine 2012, 2010, 2009, 2007, 06, 05. Delivery of cocaine 03, possession 02. Attempted robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, possession of cocaine 98.
Judge, when Mr. Render's finished, I have some other information.
He's finished.
Judge, also one
For
of
now.
the issues is as far as housing. I did talk to him a little bit about the centralized receiving center, some of the help that they can go ahead and offer. Mr. Jackson is very much open to that idea. Judge, would Your Honor consider releasing him to pretrial release and also signing an order having him basically taken to the CRC tonight at 9 o'clock?
Sure. All right, call in twice a week. Report once a month. No reporting after court. No bond required. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
And Judge, you'll do the order so he can be taken to the CRC tonight?
Yes,
Or
Mr.
my-
Romero, I will do the order.
Thank you, Mr. Reedy.
You're very welcome, sir.
Okay, and pretrial to instruct him before he's released tonight by 8 p.m. Well, he'll be released at 9. I know Miss Patrice usually puts 7:30, but 7:38, whichever better, pretrial, okay? Thank you. Manuel Tapia?
Judge, he's here present at Maine, and we'd be waiving formal reading of the charges.
All right, sir, you have counts 1 through 8, counts 1 through 12. Bonds are $5,000 on each count. Total is $60,000. Court does find probable cause. There's a warrant to arrest, signed by Judge Alana Holmes. Who wants to start first?
Judge, if the state could go, I'm still speaking with Mr. Tapia.
Your Honor, I'm requesting that the court keep the bonds in place, that the court set additional release conditions, that Mr. Tapia not be in possession of any devices with internet access until further order of the court, and that he not be in contact with any minors. Just noting, while he faces 12 counts before the court today, according to the probable cause affidavit, over 100 files were found and over 200 images were found.
Okay. Hello.
One moment, Judge.
Wait, let me check. Yeah, you do? Is it resolved? It was pled out.
Yeah.
Okay, did we resolve it?
I think he resolved it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Good seeing you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge, for giving me that opportunity. And speaking of Mr. Tapia, Judge, he's been here his whole entire life, 22 years old. My understanding, this is his first contact with the criminal justice system. He lives locally here in Fort Lauderdale with his mother and his brother. His mom basically employed. She cleans houses for a living. Mr. Tapia also working here. He works at Publix. Been there for about 1 year, making $12 an hour. He has strong ties to the community. He's gone to school here basically his whole life. Right now, he's also going to school at Broward College. He's trying to pursue nursing. From what he advised me, Judge, he's going to be reaching out to his family, specifically his mother, to help post this monetary bond. But $60,000 is going to be something financially out of reach. Judge, what we're going to be asking the court to consider is on all 12 offenses, reducing the bond from $5,000 to about $1,000, Judge. And also, we wouldn't be opposed as far as having Mr. Tapia be supervised. And also as far as, but right now financially, his financial resources, he's going to be depending on his mom. So that's why he can't afford very much right now, Judge.
Anything further, Stan? Okay, on count one, court's gonna do a $20,000 bond. On the rest of the counts, I'll do a $5,000 bond. No possession of any internet access devices, GPS level 2. Thank you.
And Your Honor,
Yes.
we requested no contact with minors.
No contact with any minors. Thank you. Can you give that back to me, please? Thank you. Simeon Megason.
Medical reset.
Michael Byram.
Medical reset, I've been advised, Judge.
Michael Byram.
Correct, Judge.
Frank Miles.
He's on loan.
Okay, I think we need to find probable cause and absentia.
You already did, Judge. He's just.
Yes, I did.
Judge.
This is the one, he refused to come to magistrate court. Decorian Delhome.
I believe that's.
It's another one that we need to find probable cause. We didn't find it on this. Nope.
Yeah, he came through over the weekend or didn't come through.
He was arrested 10/19. It's 3 days. We need to find probable cause or address it.
Or he came on Friday. I'm showing he's at North Broward.
He's in my court, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Reedy, any objection to probable cause? I just want to make a finding.
He has a violation of probation holds, Judge, so I'd ask you, I don't mind you finding probable cause and leaving the bond at $1,000.
It's $100.
Okay, oh, $100, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Gotta get my glasses cleaned, yes, $100.
Why don't we just have him brought back to court? Because I want to make sure, these are probation violations out of here. Yeah, I want to make sure that he's brought to Judge Fine. I just don't want him sitting in there. where is he, at North Broward?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Anthony McDougal.
No problem, Your Honor. He's refusing today.
Your Honor, I am, based on the nature of the offense, going to be requesting that the court go forward.
I am if he refused.
Yes.
Okay, defendant refused,
And
voluntarily absent himself. From first appearance magistrate court. Court finds probable cause. What say you, state?
Your Honor, I'm going to be seeking a finding of proof evident or presumption great for first appearance purposes only, requesting a no bond hold.
Sorry, proof evident presumption great.
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Judge, proof evident presumption great is the highest standard that we have in criminal law. I'd ask the court not to make that finding. Somewhat handicapped by not having an opportunity to speak to Mr. McDougal.
Sure, I understand.
Certainly would have enjoyed that opportunity had it presented itself. I would ask that the court set bond for Mr. McDougal, Judge. Based on the probable cause affidavit, it does not contain an awful lot of detail. To hold someone no bond based on this document, I would say would not be the correct decision. I'd ask the court to set bond for Mr. McDougal.
All right, court does find, I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit, and I do find probable cause. I further find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, Mr. McDougal on count one, the robbery with the firearm, is gonna be held no bond until further order of the court. This order is without prejudice for the defendant to file a motion to set bond with the assigned division judge and request a hearing under State v. Arthur. On count two, the $1,000 bond, the court's gonna leave that bond in place, but the court's gonna additionally do a GPS level 2, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case with the initials BCZ. And the court is going to have pretrial services to instruct defendant, no contact, no victim contact, direct or indirect. Anything else from anybody?
No, Judge.
Jaman Muir?
Your Honor.
Judge, he is here. He advised me he has Mr. AJ Amoroso. He actually gave me the phone number of his attorney.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Amoroso over the weekend. He's in court in Palm Beach this morning. Asked if this could be reset for 1 o'clock. He'll be present at that time.
Okay. You'll be coming back, sir.
Todd Warnick?
Refused.
North Broward, I believe.
Mr. Warnick, you have grand theft?
He refused.
Your Honor, I refused this morning.
Okay, defendant refused. And voluntarily absented himself from first appearance court. Court does find probable cause.
something you can.
All right, what say anybody? All right, $1,000 bond, thank you, and all those no bond holds. Julio Lopez.
Medical research, Your Honor, North Broward.
Thank you, North Broward. Larry Parker.
Judge, she's here at Maine. Coming up.
Michelle. Oh, wait, you weren't in here yesterday. Well, yeah, no, I understand, but I don't know what happened yesterday.
Hello, are you Mr. Larry Parker, sir?
This is Mr. Parker, Judge.
Should we reset this for this afternoon?
Judge, he has mental health issues. I don't think one way or another things are gonna
Okay.
change this afternoon.
All right, thank you for letting me know. Okay, Mr. Parker, good morning. You have counts 1 through 16 is possession of weapon or an ammo by a convicted Florida felon. And count 19 is possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, State?
Your Honor, I'm gonna be requesting a $15,000 bond on count 1, a $5,000 bond on 2. I believe, just wanna make sure it was one gun and ammunition, yeah. Your Honor, frankly, because it looks like they charged him per bullet, I'm fine with the court RORing the remainder of the possession of weapon or ammo counts. Your Honor, I would note he was arrested on the 8th of this month for possession of cannabis. He bonded out. More importantly, he has a pending possession of firearm by convicted felon, possession of cocaine and cannabis right now. 2011, and because of that, I'd also be requesting a GPS monitor in this case. 2011, delivery of cocaine, 33-month state prison. Resisting without violence, 2010. He has a strong arm robbery in 2007. We were sentenced to 33.5 months state prison.
Okay, defense?
Judge, unfortunately, I wasn't able to communicate with Mr. Parker. I believe, I have no information right now.
Just so the court's aware, on his pending possession of firearm by convicted felon case, the state has filed a notice to declare Mr. Parker a habitual offender.
So he has a pending,
Pending case, same offense, yes.
where's that pending?
Before Judge Siegel.
What's his bonds?
His total bond, one more, I just would have to see what's filed. Looks like his total bond is $12,600.
He posted?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that case number?
1614939 CF10A.
Okay, all right, so the court's gonna, in case number 161439 CF10A, court's gonna revoke his bond and do a no bond hold. Let him go before.
Just a record, it's 1614939.
116-14939 CF10A. Court's gonna revoke his bond in that case, let him go before Judge Siegel. Count 1 here, 15,000, count 2, 5,000. counts 3 through 19 are all gonna be ROR, including the possession of cannabis under 20 grams. GPS level 2 on counts 1 through 18. Thank you. Okay, there's one case left. It's a municipal ordinance case. I don't know where.
I'm trying to find him, Judge.
You're calling who?
Mr. Odom.
Well, Mr. McLawrence gave me someone else's name.
I think that's the other associate.
Yes. Good timing.
He was in Tampa. All right, Miguel Rivera. Hi.
Mr.
McLawrence.
I spoke to Mr. Rivera. He would ask the court to get involved in this case today. He is here from New Jersey. He's been here for a little while, but not a significant amount of time. He plans on going back to his home state of New Jersey, and unfortunately, this incident kind of got out of hand. But he doesn't want to belabor the issue. He's asking the court to get involved so that he can resolve this, and it won't hinder him from going back up north.
All right, so Mr. Rivera,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, you have trespassing and resisting without violence. Is his stuff still at the Ocean Beach Palace Hotel? Does he have any personal
saying-
items there?
No.
Okay. All right, so you want to resolve your case today and plead no contest, and I'll withhold adjudication, which means no conviction, and you have to pay court costs, $78.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Yes.
before the court resolved this case, Mr. Rivera is currently out on pretrial supervision. He was
He is?
released by this court on the 5th day of September 2018 for grand theft auto, resisting without violence, false ID given to Leo. At this time, we are requesting a revocation of his supervision.
I thought he was going back.
Well, I spoke to him earlier, Your Honor, and perhaps me speaking,
All right,
maybe
why
using
don't
too
you
many
speak- why
legalese,
don't
he
you
may have
speak to
misunderstood
him?
my question.
Why don't you call him and speak to him on the phone? I don't want him to prejudice himself, okay?
Okay, will do.
Sir,
will do.
go to the right, pick up the phone. You'll be getting a call in a minute. Anybody left at the main jail? Thank you.
Here, Judge, it was a pleasure today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure with you too. Rivera?
Yeah, Judge, I just want to confirm the case number because I do see a Miguel Rivera here, but he's saying, to his understanding, he doesn't have a pending case.
All right, let me go to it. Let's look at the booking sheet.